Hello friends, today we will study about globalization. What is globalization, when it is started, proceedings, and at present world, is it globalization a successful key for economy as well as humans and countries? Let us see. Firstly, we will describe this thing from examples and diagrams. Okay, see. Globalization, this is a globe. Okay, globe. In this word, first word is globe, then globalization came. So in this globe there are many countries inside the globe, like France, Brazil, United Kingdom, India, Russia, USA, China. There were many kind of countries in this globe. Okay, now we will see that what happens before globalization and after globalization what happened. Then we will understand the meaning of globalization clearly. Let us see. Before globalization, if we will go before 1800, okay, what happened at that time? There were different countries, their economies were not interconnected with each other. Okay, means their economy was running inside the country only. They were exporting some things in other countries, but actually the business was not totally interdependent with each other country. Okay, for example, before 1800, India was exporting cotton to all over the world, because before 1800 it was the largest producer of cotton in the world. So when it started exports, what had happened? It sells to other countries. Okay, now the thing is over. India sold cotton and got money from other countries, okay, from other country traders, from other country kings, and after that thing is complete, over. Means after sale and purchase there was nothing else before 1800. After 1800, slowly gradually countries realized that if their economy becomes low, when they trade inside the country only, when their business is limited inside the country, and if their business is limited, what will happen? If they have suppose $1, they cannot expand $1 rapidly in $10. It realizes by the countries economic conditions were not as much as what rapid growth they needed. So after 1800, at that time, many countries adopted global method of economy. What did happen at this stage? Firstly, we will understand with the example that suppose France has sold goods to Russia. Okay, some kind of goods Russia sold to UK, some kind of goods were sold by UK to Russia, and France to Russia, and Russia to France. Means suppose Russia sold, okay, some goods to France, and France sold some goods to Russia. But how? What kind of goods? Suppose Russia have shortage of apples, so France sold apples, and suppose France have shortage of spinach, so Russia sold spinach to France. So what did happen at this time? Before 1800, when they were sold products, thing was completely over. But at this stage, when they sold goods to each other, what did happen at this time? they exchange their technology also, they exchange their methods also, how to produce these goods. Okay, if they were exporting machinery, they were exchanging their technology also. Suppose some machinery was sold by Russia to France, okay, some weapons sold by Russia to France, so France will take weapons purchased by Russia, but it will also demand by that I need technology of that machinery also. So some engineers will go from Russia to France, and they will train them about their technology, they will teach them. So in this situation, what did happen? Russia and France both are interdependent with each other for some kind of goods and services, because they were exchanging them with each other. Their transportation is exchanging, okay, their currency is also getting exchanged. We know that globally many countries, maximum countries were doing business in the terms of dollars only, but some countries were exchanging goods in the other currencies also, okay, because there were some kind of deals that I have seen in China and Russia, in which they were dealing with the one condition also, that they will not do business with the currency of dollar, they will do business with their own currency, okay. So these kind of things were also happen at the global business. So at this situation, when globalization came into existence, transportation, their culture, their technology, and their business profits and losses, all things were exchanged with each other actually, okay. Because if there is something happened, mishappened in France, Russia will get loss, okay, because their export will get negatively affected. If something happened in Russia, negative happened, something war happened in Russia, France will get loss from Russia. Means their economy were interconnected with each other. Okay. So what did happen at this situation? Their business also flows rapidly. Suppose Russia do business of $100 in a year, and France do business of $80 in a year. Okay, before globalization. After globalization, what did happen? Russia exported many kind of things with France, Brazil, UK, China, many countries. So what did happen? Their profit increases rapidly, their economy also increases, GDP also increased. Now they have got $200 in a year profit. Means we are just taking example, it can be double, it can be triple, or it can be 1.5 profit before 1800 comparison. Okay, now here this formula applicable to every country, about France also, United Kingdom also, India also, China also, Russia also, because whatever they were producing goods in their own country, they were producing goods, but it was also demanded by other country people also, okay. When they sold out to them, they will get more profit, because if they were suppose if they were manufacturing some kind of goods in $10, they were selling in their own country in $12, okay, inclusive of all taxes and all other things. And now when they will export to other country where they were not getting that kind of foods, so what happened? They will sold this thing about $18. Okay, we are just taking an example. $18. Why? Inclusive of all taxes of two countries, from where it is manufactured and where it is exported, and there were many expenses were also included, transportation and other things. Now what did happen? If they were getting profit here $1, they will get profit at this stage $2. It means when any industry, any businessman, any big manufacturer trade with other country, it shows that kind of amount with that goods or manufacturing of things, machinery, it can be anything, with double of profit. If they were getting $1 in that country where they were manufacturing, they will get just double of that in other country, means $2. Because what did happen when they export, they see firstly that there were shortage of that goods and services, they were demand, they were having proper the people who were in that country, they are available to purchase those goods in these kind of rates, in what rates they were providing. So when they do these kind of surveys, uh, in many conditions, we can see that they were getting just double of profit after exporting their goods to other country. So this is what globalization. When all countries were exporting, importing their goods with each other, so what did happen? Their economy were interconnected with each other. If something wrong thing happened in China, their market, since share market is coming down, in all these countries their inflation, share market will come down. Okay, because their economy is interconnected with each other. If China is getting some kind of loss, all countries will get some kind of loss. If they were getting 100% of loss, so all people will get 12% or 20% of loss with this aspect. Now there is one another thing is that when there is dispute between two countries like India and China, so what did happen? If their economies interconnected with each other very densely, okay, like China and Australia, very densely their economy is interconnected. Australia is getting very much kind of help from China. So what did happen at this time? These two countries cannot fight with each other because they have their economy interconnected from which they will get benefit. If they will fight with each other, they both will get huge loss. So this is also one plus point, that with this globalization, countries were not able to fight with each other for any kind of dispute rapidly. They will first set up solution as early as possible. If solution will not get, they will get solution in long term of talking, but they will not fight with each other, because at present every country is connected with whole world, with the global economic conditions. If something happened wrong thing, if somebody will connect to other country with fighting wars, so it will happen negatively, happen to all over the world. Their economy becomes weaker and weaker. So this is also a minus point of globalization. It is also a plus point or minus point. Plus point is that yes, it is true that they will not fight with each other, that is good, but many kind of examples were there. We have seen also that there were some kind of dispute in which they get to fight. When two countries get to fight, there was huge loss of lives, we know that, but economically condition become weak of every country, whether it is about France, Brazil, UK. So this is the negative fact. So we are having interconnected economy, so we will face these things. So this is what globalization. At present, globalization connect with each country with technological effects, transportation effects, and many things that were happened inside the country, whether positive or negative. So this is what given to us by globalization. Let us see in the further what will happen, because globalization is a term that will not stop now, it will grow only. Globalization will grow only. If some country is not connected with other countries, small countries, they will get to connect. So let us see the effect of globalization. But globalization is a good structure for economy, because it help a weaker country to grow rapidly, their industrialization get rapidly. And yes, of course, there is one thing that big rich men, industrial people get more benefit from globalization, not a common people. But yes, there is increment of employment, increment of revenues of countries, so get investment in the welfare of people. So there were many things that happened in the globalization. It's all about globalization. Okay, thanks a lot.